the essence of...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Entrepreneur Power Hour. My name is Chris Peters, and my host, Kareem Mays, will be joining us shortly. We have Francis Richardson here tonight, along with Carl Davis and his friend. Hopefully, we'll be getting a couple of other people soon as well. But tonight, we're talking about the essence of creating powerful networks. So, guys, tell me how you have been able to create networks over the years and the kinds of people you've been able to connect with.
He's waiting for somebody to say something.
Take it away, young lady.
Ladies first. Thank you, gentlemen. Just this morning, as a matter of fact, I was working with a mastermind group, part of a entrepreneur launch that we have going on. Hypothetically, the class was told to take a sum of $50,000 and within 30 days floor plan as a group how we would network together to launch a business in Taiwan. Okay, well, we got together and we had 10 people and everybody putting their 2 cents out there. And I said, well, first off, you should consider putting yourself in front of the traffic and not chasing the traffic. So where are you going to find the most traffic? Logically, you're going to find it in the main hub of town or the main capital of a country. So we decided we were going to start in the capital of Taiwan, and right now it escapes me. Anyway, I can't call the capital right now, folks. My mind is old and not too sharp tonight.
You're talking about the capital city of Taiwan?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either, so it's not.
Bangkok.
It's not.
Bangkok.
Bangkok. There we go.
We would do, see, the old mind still got a click in it too. Okay, we decided we would start in Bangkok. And what incentive would we have for people that were in Bangkok, the main hub? I said, we discovered that during the time frame we wanted to launch, they had about a 75% drop in people that were in the city because of a holiday. People traveled outside the city. Well, fine. We decided that we would turn to the natives and pick one of the swankiest hotels and offer a package for anybody that came to the convention and brought 3 people with them. And the one team that came and brought the most people with them to the presentation, we would offer 1 weekend in that hotel, all expenses paid for 2. So how were we going to get the word out? Well, we were going to invest in a $50,000 budget. We were going to take $5,000 and establish a base in Singapore. That checking out, we found out the office space renting in Singapore for a nice size office that we just would have to furnish with a desk, a few tables and chairs with internet access to show the opportunity via the internet. $5,000. So once we did that, uh, we were well on our way to how to draw the crowd to us instead of us chasing the crowd. If we had tickets and sold tickets to a gala event and had a drawing every night, that the number of people that would show up would be greater than if we just handed out flyers. And at the event, to show how many teams were there and representative and have a head count, we would give out different colored t-shirts with the logo on it for each team. If a team had 5 people or over 5 people, we would give them one colored t-shirt. If somebody showed up with just 2 people, we give them a white t-shirt. If somebody showed up with a bucket full of people, a boatload, we give them a different colored t-shirt. So we could pretty much color code and count how big the celebration would be. And then, being a holiday, what does everybody look for is some kind of media coverage. Don't go chase the media. Draw the media to you. If you read in the newspaper where it says, dog bites a man, that's not really news. But if you read in the newspaper, a man bites a dog, everybody reads that twice and says, did they get that right? So
Yeah.
we decided, okay, we would feed the homeless. Every country, every state, every town has a homeless shelter or a food pantry. You contribute $5,000 out of the $50,000 budget to that food drive, and you feed the homeless. And we had 10 people in the group, figuring each person would have a team to work with of 100 people. So we've already increased our database from 10 people to 1,000 people. Well, how are we going to generate another 30,000 people to make that event really pop during the holiday season? Well, we're going to feed the homeless. We're going to kick off an incentive for whoever wants to win the plush holiday for 2, all expenses paid, dinner with your significant other, maybe his and hers massage, something to kick it up a notch, and free champagne. And of course, when you're feeding the homeless, the news is going to follow automatically, because everybody's going to see these people being fed and wondering where the free meals are coming from. The word's going to get around quick. Hey, there's a free meal over here. And the news is going to get wind of it. Every news station in town is going to want to cover it on 5 o'clock news. Bingo, you got your news coverage. And you don't have to spend any money on it. So you learn to market smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, what I've been able to do is through this show and through meeting people with our other course we're in, I've been able to meet some people I really am inspired by, like Francis and Carl here, and Kareem and Rick Rodriguez, and all the people that are in our Team Seekers class. And it's been a powerful inspiration to me because I keep learning more as I go through this course what I'm worth, and I want to help other people discover their own worth as well. And I believe that's the true essence of networking, in my opinion, is making a difference in the lives of people that you care about and the people that you touch by being their friend and showing them that you care, and you give them the right information, you give them the right skills, and they can do anything with their life, provided they want that help. They have to want the help from you in order to be successful with whatever you're offering them. So for me, it's been great to meet other people that have the same mindset as I do in terms of wanting to be successful in business. And I think you just have to reach out and make as many connections as possible, but make sure they're quality connections and you're connecting with people who already share a common interest with you when it comes to wanting to own their life and personal development, things like that, and really understanding where they're coming from is also essential, in my opinion. Carl, how do you feel about all this?
Well, so far, I've gone in different phases of networking, from calling people from lead, reading scripts, to developing now a relationship with people that last forever. And that's what it's all about, is finding that click with a certain person or whatever, where you relate to them on a networking basis. I mean, you can't just go out there and ask a chainsaw operator to do network marketing. Obviously, he's not going to know what you're talking about. So you do have to select the audience that you target or talk to or connect with, because if you didn't, you'd have a whole bunch of people that really don't know anything about it. I tried that already, and that's another one of the phases that you go through. I mean, including the putting the links down, the spamming. Been through that already. It didn't get me anywhere. Now it's reaching out, talking to people, asking them where they are in their life, in their profession, what they're doing. Do they need help, improvements? How can I help to improve or help them improve? Or because it's all a joint thing anyways. I mean, when I learn from other people learn from me. It just goes in that kind of an order. It's just like the chain of survival out there. You got the dog eat dog world. There's one that eats this, one that eats that to get bigger. But in network marketing, it's not that way. You have to get out there and develop relationships to the degree in which they'll do anything to help you to become better, and you'll do the same for them. As a two-way street. Can't just have a one-way street, obviously. And I've learned a lot from people's faults, too. When they turn around and they try to spam me links, and I say, I'm not interested only because of your approach. And they say, what? Because it's not that. It's the essence of network marketing is not about spamming people. It's about connecting with people. Without the connection, how are you ever going to go anywheres with it? And so you got to reach right out, and like I've had new friends come into Facebook and just create a relationship with them. How you doing? And that's how you do it. Because if you go about it the wrong way, then people are going to look at you like some kind of an idiot is trying to throw me a link they think is the best thing going. Well, might be for them, but it's might not always be what is best for you. And that's where I've come from in a lot of different aspects in my life. What might be good for me might not be good for somebody else.
That's right, and I think it's important for us people to know that you want to make sure that you are offering something of real value to people. And I think teaching people personal development and how to change their life is worth millions. When you help someone uncover all the layers of themselves and reprogram their belief system to a level of complete confidence that they can achieve anything they want, that's priceless. That's worth millions, and it's going to be worth millions to those people. And I finally feel like what I'm doing with our show and what I'm doing with the class that we're in, that I'm finally able to offer something that I am excited to talk with people about, rather than a health product or a product that says, hey, take this and you'll feel good results from this. You know, people want to buy something that can change their life. That's what people are interested in. And products don't always do that, because products are only get results with certain people, whereas something like personal development and helping somebody reach their true potential and help them realize their dream by cultivating their own potential and helping them do that, that's priceless, and everybody needs that. Provided they want it. They have to want that first. They have to want to uncover the truth about themselves. They have to want to discover their worth. They have to want to be successful in life, whatever that is. They have to want it more than anything in life. And I know for me, I've just begun my journey, and I'm very excited with what I'm doing now, with the course that me and Carl Davis are in, and hopefully Frances will be joining us in that class at some point. I'd love to have her on in my class when me and Kareem start teaching. But it's been incredible, because after uncovering my own self-worth, and I just rewrote my worth passport last night, and doing all this, it's been so incredible, because I'm learning now that I'm worth a lot and that I'm worth being paid what I'm worth. And the person has to learn that first. Before they're going to get paid what they're worth, they have to learn their worth first. And that's the most incredible gift you can give somebody in network marketing, in my honest opinion. That's the most powerful thing you can offer people. Helping them discover what they're worth, their potential, and how you can make a difference in their life. They're going to be eternally grateful to you, and they're going to want to stay with you in whatever it is that you're doing. You guys agree with that?
Most definitely, because that's back to the same thing of relationships. I mean, I've built a relationship stronger with my friends out here than I have my own family. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but those people care so much about me, they want to see my success. And the other people, well, they don't understand, because then they've never took the experience, they never took the exploration of marketing, network, or affiliate, or relationship. They didn't take the time to do that. And so because they didn't take the time, they don't know how to do it. And like my sister, she'll sit right there and she'll say to me, oh, I don't know how to operate a computer, but yet there's more things she can do on a cell phone than I can.
The smooth side.
It's just she won't apply herself because she don't believe in herself. And that's where you said it's all about the believing in yourself too. Chris, that was a great statement. You got to believe in yourself in anything you do, whether it's business, life, anything that you do. Whether you're going on like a joint venture here with Entrepreneurial Power Hour. You took on this with just two people, just you and him. And it has built and built and built, and it's not going to stop building, because there's people that love you and care for you and want to see this grow, as that is what it's all about.
Yeah,
my opinion on it.
Me and Kareem, we know the channel's eventually going to be making us money, but That's not the reason we're doing this. That's just part of the perks of becoming a YouTube partner, is that you can monetize your channel provided your content's good enough and you get enough viewers and subscribers. YouTube pays you for your content. Now you see, the more we put into this, the more worth we're going to have with our channel, and I fully expect it to go viral and to have. My goal is to get 100,000 subscribers before the end of 2016. Now that's going to take time and effort, but hey, you know what? The more shows we do, the more content we have with our show, and the more content we have on our website, with our membership site, and everything me and Kareem are doing for the show, that's going to happen. You know, because we believe in this so much, and we believe in bringing this value to people. We want to bring value to people on every show. That's why we invite people from every walk of life, no matter what they're doing, to come on the show and get heard, get their ideas brought forth. We want to mastermind with all types of entrepreneurs. Doesn't matter who they are or what they're doing. We know they have knowledge that needs to be heard by other people. And we know that they need to learn from other entrepreneurs as well. So it's a win-win situation for everybody involved. And I really, really admire people like Frances here, because she's been through it. You know, she used to work for Nightingale Conant, and so she knows a lot of things about this process and what it takes to be successful as an entrepreneur. And I'm interested to hear from Frances now what she feels, how she feels about becoming entrepreneurial and what she's been doing. What have you been doing in that regard there, Frances, for most of your life? I mean, how did you come to this conclusion that you wanted to be self-sufficient and you didn't want to work for anybody else? Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear Frances now. I didn't mute you, Frances. Carl, we can't hear her.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. She's not showing the mute symbol.
Frances, you got muted somehow. I don't know. You're not muted on. It doesn't show that your microphone's muted. Well, hello, Sindel. Frances, you might have to log up or leave the Hangout and come back. I don't know what's going on, but we can't hear you. You have no audio. Hey, Cindy. Okay, Carl, so what are your feelings on, and why did you decide to become, entrepreneurial and start networking with people?
I started doing it all for the love of people. To be perfectly honest, I love people so much, and I'm sitting there seeing them suffering, even though they don't see that they're suffering, because they've settled for the mundane, and I don't want to settle for that, and I won't settle for that. I just made my mind up that one way or another I'm going to network market, because I know it's good for the people. I know it's time freedom that I will have, that I wouldn't have trying to do any kind of a job. And as it is, I'm disabled, so I'm set on a set fixed income. So I have to go by whatever I can afford to do. And it's not always easy to do, but the most important thing is to build a relationship like I have with Frances. I've known Frances since 2008. So I've known her for 7 years. And during that course of time, I have learned so much from that woman. And I just, I can't even begin to fathom what she's done for me as far as standing up for me when people are trying to put me down. And that's what it is. It's to be a success, to be a network marketer. Sometimes you got to take a little bit of the flack. You got to put a little skin in the game, as Kareem would say, in a mental essence. You don't always want to. We don't always want to just jump in there and say, well, let's do what we got to do, but we know that if we don't do it, then no action. There's going to be not a reaction. So we can't go anywhere without that. We have to have the action, and that's why we got a Francis sound here.
Yes, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
I'm going to give it off to
Loud and clear.
I'm going to give it off to the young lady here.
Okay, well, I believe the question was what made me want to become an entrepreneur.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And what was your experience like working with Nightingale Conant, Mr. Nightingale? How was that? Earl Nightingale.
That was very influential in steering me towards entrepreneurship. That Earl, Mr. Nightingale, he insisted we all call him Earl. He was very unpretentious and a very well-known icon in the community, and he was a very philanthropic kind of individual that he would do as much as he could to help as many people as he could. And to do that, he did a lot of one-on-one time with people. And so I found if I could find something that everybody needed and it could benefit them, if I could share it, it was a perfect fit. So first off, I had to look at an opportunity and decipher, is this for real, or is this going to be a Ponzi scheme? Is this going to be a fly-by-night operation? What's the longevity of a project? How long has it been in action before I would even approach it? There's a lot of scams out there, and if anything says that it's no cost to become affiliated, it pays 100%. It's 99.9% of the time a scam. There's got to be a monkey wrench in the ointment somewhere, because nothing is completely free. It's going to take one of two things. It's going to take dedication of your time, and you're going to be building somebody else's platform for them and bringing the people to them that they are using you and a mass of others to grow their own platform, and they're giving you lip service and paying you in something that's of no value. There's no intrinsic value to what they're sharing. They're giving you a badge of honor. Well, how many meals can you buy with a badge of honor? It doesn't feed very many if you've got a family of 5. So if there's not a product, a tangible product that you're working towards a goal, then it's not something that you want to even entertain. You have to have a tangible value to the content that you're sharing. And you have to be able to be a people person. When I say people person, you have to demonstrate that you're capable of feelings for other people, that you're sincere, because people can read a phony. I don't care how sincere. You could have the sweetest tone in your voice and butter wouldn't melt off your tongue. But just in the words and the choice and the demeanor in which you present a topic, you can tell whether they're just looking to put your money in their pocket or whether you're going to get value for your dollar.
Most definitely. You can feel their ego issues. Oftentimes you can feel that they have an ego about them. They have a demeanor. You can feel their presence around them. Like, I mean, I know people that have done that, tried to cut my throat and whatever in different situations like that by stepping over me. I'm going to go through you to get to the other person.
If you feel like less of a leader than you're capable of being, so they could ride on your hard work.
Exactly, and that's my problem with people. If they can't handle it themselves, why do they have to ride off somebody else's shirt tails? And that's not how you do it.
Do the work and not get paid for it, and not get notoriety for it.
And that's why that I have learned so much from this Pay Me What I'm Worth myself. I didn't realize I was worth. I had no idea that I had the worth that I did. I'm sitting there saying to myself, how am I going to do all of these things? I don't have no abilities. And I was cutting myself slack on that. And there's no need of it. There's really no need of it. It's my own slackness. I'm cutting myself there. The worst, our worst nightmare is our own self, really, because we've got to get over ourselves before we can move on to help others.
That's right.
Well, and you can go to the other extreme. You can go to the other extreme where sometimes I find myself saying, well, this isn't impossible. If you can dream it, you can do it. But then you have those days where somebody that has both feet firmly on the ground and somebody that you care about and really value their opinion can talk you down from your cloud and bring your feet back down to the ground. I call it punching nails in my head, let the air out.
Yeah.
Then you come down and kind of reassess that, some things are achievable and the impossible you can do today take a little bit longer.
There's a lot of background noise. Yeah, Francis, I completely agree with you. And, people will want to pull you down. If they're not having success in their own life, they'll want to pull you down and keep them at their level because they don't want to believe in something more within themselves. They would rather just be satisfied with mediocrity. And those are the kinds of people that I'm learning to avoid, or at least have very little interaction with. Like, yeah, I've got friends that aren't exactly the most ambitious people, but there's no way I let them tell me, that I shouldn't be doing this show, or that this is a waste of time, or that I shouldn't be doing Pay Me What I'm Worth, or that I should not be becoming a published author and writing books with Kareem. I don't let anybody tell me what I am capable of anymore, what I should be doing or not doing. What I will say to them is this. I'll say, well, that's your opinion.
Writing books, Chris. Can you not spell?
Of course, yeah.
Well, can you not write a complete sentence?
Oh, yeah. Me and Kareem are very, very close, and we
can't hold a complete thought.
We do everything together. Like, me and Kareem are bros, and we're business partners, and we do everything as a team because...
Well, then there's no reason you shouldn't write a book.
Well, there you go. And we bounce ideas off of each other all the time. And I couldn't ask for a better business partner than him because he's put a lot of work into our website for the Entrepreneur Power Hour. He's put a lot of work into our back office for our membership site, and we're going to have all kinds of amazing content on there. He's put a lot of work into our capture pages for Pay Me What I'm Worth as well as some other things that we're working on. So, I mean, it's great to have someone like that who knows how to do web design, because I don't have the slightest idea how to build a web page, but I have a lot of brilliant ideas and a lot of brilliant things I could put on there content-wise that we're doing together, like our video broadcasts here, and we're also going to be doing a radio show now on Blog Talk Radio. So guys, keep an eye out for that, because Kareem and I have decided that we would like to do a radio show as well. And the way we're going to present that to people is it's going to be an interview process. And we're going to have one person on a week where we interview that person, and we're going to have different things that we're going to be discussing with those people. So we're pretty excited for that as well. And you know, if you guys want to participate, you're more than welcome to. So we're really.
Did Kareem tell you that I have showcased the Power Hour on my website?
Oh wow! No, I'd love to see that, Francis. Please. I will share your website in as many places as I can too.
No, I didn't do it for retribution or anything like that. I did that as sincerity because I think the content and value of the Power Hour has something to offer an entrepreneur, and they need to hear it.
Thank you. But I do like to give as well as receive, so that's why I said I would love to see your website and what you have on there. And I mean, if the content is captivating enough, we could even add your website to the Entrepreneur Power Hour. I mean, that would, it's called cross promotion, and everybody needs it, right? So we all got to help each other out, you know. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, we want to do that for people that help us, you know. So.
Well, that's what networking's all about. That's what being an entrepreneur is all about, really. I mean, you go out and you help people to become successful, because that is one thing that first saying that I ever learned was from John Paul Getty. And I know you know the saying very well.
What's the name? What was the name of that guy? I'm sorry.
John Paul Getty.
John Paul Getty. Thank you. Go ahead.
And what he said was, I would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. And the point being, obviously there's going to be some people that are not going to be 1%ers. They're going to say, I'm going to give you everything I got. And no matter if it's 10 people all doing the same thing, that's what rocks the world. 100 people, 1,000 people,
yeah, a chain
doing the same thing.
A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. If everybody's pulling together, you're going to get more pull and more strength accomplished in numbers.
Absolutely. And another thing that Kareem and I are offering, and I'll say this again so that people out here on YouTube know this, that our first 10 panelists that are permanent or show up as much as possible, they're going to get free memberships to our membership site. So we're giving away 10 memberships to the 10 panelists who are devoted to being here as much as possible, so that, you know, we can bring value to people, because we need, the more people we have on the panel, the more ideas and the more masterminding occurs. So that's one of the gifts we're offering people, as well as a copy of our books. We're going to give away free copies of our books that we're authoring, or writing, I should say, and we also are going to give away some Pay Me What I'm Worth books as well to some people that we think would benefit from that course. So we got a lot of great things that we're going to be doing in 2016, and that's just one of them. So, Francis, I'm interested to see your website after we're done the show here.
I'll put it in your Skype, Chris. You can take it.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying those wonderful things about our show, Francis. It's good to know that even though there's only 4 of us here tonight, we tried to get Rick and Cheryl on. I guess they're celebrating. It must still be celebrating Rick's birthday, because Cheryl told me today that Rick didn't get a chance to go surfing yesterday. So that's probably what he's doing right now, because he loves surfing. So I hope he's having a good time.
Yeah, well, let's see, it's 8 o'clock on the East Coast, or 8:30 on the East Coast, And on the West Coast in Hawaii, they're 5 hours behind us.
Yes. So it's only
Still
1:30.
they're probably doing a luau and just coming in out the surf.
Yep. Yep. And I mean, Rick and Cheryl are two of the most wonderful people I've ever met, and they are, you know, they have so much knowledge when it comes to networking, and that everyone on this show does. Everyone who comes here has
So much passion.
Yes, yes, they do. And you know, it's great to meet, and I love meeting people like that. I really love meeting people like Rick and Cheryl and Francis and Carl and David H. Paul and Marcia Sortino, who sadly could not be here tonight because she doesn't have a headset, but she is watching us live, so thank you, Marcia. And, you know, meeting people like Soul Dancer and I'm drawing a blank of who else is in our class. Agnes Talley is another one, even though I haven't heard much from her. You know, there's so many great people that I've met doing this. And Stefan Bayer.
Wendy was here the last time I was here, I believe.
Yeah, Wendy. Yes, Wendy was here. Jennifer Sherry from National Seizure Disorders Foundation was here.
Remember.
Yep. So, you know, there's been
a lot of dynamic people.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. We have nothing but dynamics. We just have to unite and become more dynamic.
Yep.
That's the difference in just having a regular team and having a dynamite team.
Yes.
Is whether we're all working as that unit.
Shared and store with us in the coming year. We've got lots of dynamics to look forward to.
Oh, yes, and definitely. You think you're only headed for a small amount of views? Hey, I don't never think small. I think big. I think 1 million views.
Yeah, well, you know, once you get 100,000 subscribers, YouTube sends you a silver plaque, a silver play button with, and
Awesome.
it's in a frame, and it says congratulations on having 100,000 subscribers. And then when you get to 1 million subscribers, they send you a gold one.
Well, you're headed there, dude.
Thank
One
you.
way or another, we're gonna teamwork you to the top. You and Kareem, you guys rock.
You're not only on my website, that now that I know the hour has changed, tomorrow morning you will also be on IBO Toolbox. They have 300,000 visitors a day.
Yes, thank you.
We need to rock it. We need to rock it. Take it everywhere.
I'm not sure if my IBO account's still active, but I should be promoting us on there as well. I've just been so busy with.
Well, I've got between IBO, I'm not bragging, between IBO, between Facebook, between LinkedIn, between AppSense, I've got about 10,000 viewers.
Wow.
Roughly, give or take 1,000.
Yeah, I have quite a few too.
After I showcase tonight's broadcast, I showcase
So
in
how do you do
what
that?
I'm doing the next day.
How do you do that, Francis? What do you mean you have 10,000 viewers? What are you talking about?
I have 10,000 personal associates.
Okay.
And today they grew today because I had people on LinkedIn alone that asked me to add them to my network.
Okay.
So I have that many people in my network, many of which I will never wouldn't know if I tripped over them, but they find content in what I post, and they just want to connect. So
That's what it's about. That's what it's all about right there, Francis. What you just said was killer. That was right on target.
and
That is really.
all are welcome. Come one, come all.
That's
Well,
what you
I'd
do.
really like to see your website, Francis. Can you give me the link?
I will do that right now, Chris.
Thank you. I would really like to see your website. That would be really cool.
But
So,
sorry, dude.
no, that's fine. That's fine.
That's what being marketing is, network marketing is all about. And they have a bad perspective. There's so much out there. Like I tried to get a friend of mine that I've known since we grew up together as kids, little toddlers, 2, 3 years old, grew up together. And I tried to advertise my business to him. I don't believe in marketing this way by a link. Blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not all about a link. It's going there and it's creating a relationship about your business, telling them if they have any questions. Ask them if they have any questions. Lay it right out. You have any questions that I can answer? I'm here to help you. Because if you don't say I'm here to help you, they're never going to know you're here to help them.
That's right. Yep. And I think that that's the most important aspect of any network is people working together. It's got to be the number one element. You gotta make sure people know that you care and you want to help them. Absolutely.
There you go, Chris. It's in your Skype.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything they'd like to add, Francis?
Not me. I've said my piece tonight and said more than enough.
Kareem, are you available to talk there? Love to hear your insights. I see you there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I've just been listening. It's really awesome. Sorry, I had to work late, so couldn't get on when I wanted, but
No problem.
I tried to stay on and listen to as much as I can. Thanks, everybody. And yeah, I'll let people know about the time change and make it public.
Are you driving right now, Kareem? You must
Yes.
be driving.
I learned so much from here and the university that we're in, and the knowledge from just hanging with people. I would never be half of what I am if it wasn't for the knowledge that I've gained from others. Like from Francis, for instance, from Chris, from Kareem, Marsha. I could go on and on and on about a whole list of people that I've picked a little bit of their mind, a little bit of their talents, and culminated it all together to become what I am today. And that's only just the tip of the iceberg. I've only just begun to learn, and that's what the beauty of being on this masterminding type situation. Well, we can bounce an idea off somebody or say something out there that will help somebody to become what they never thought they could become. That's the trouble. Most people don't have that mentality that they can be. You have to put that mentality into your mind first. And that's what Pay Me What I'm Worth has done for me. And mentoring for free, I can't take it away from that. And I can't take it away from the first mentor that I ever had. And that was when we was going digging one day, and we were going across really deep water in a little tiny bit of water, boat above the, like a couple inches above the surface. Going gets tough, and tough get going. It started way back then. And then I went into other people that what you think about, you bring about. And so all of that needs to be brought out to the public, that what they're thinking about, if they're thinking a negative bunch of rubbish, well, that's probably what they're going to bring about. But if they're thinking positive and they got their mind programmed in the right programming, they can move that mountain and 3 others in the same moment. It's just where you put your mindset. And that's what I've learned with Pay Me What I'm Worth. Mindset. If you don't put your mind in the right set, guess what? It will go everywhere you don't want it to go. And distractions, that's one of my major default right there. I get people come into my lives, come out of my life, it becomes a distraction, I get thrown off. But that's negatives. We won't go there. But Network marketing, to me, is relationship marketing. Because if you don't build a relationship, you don't have something that's going to last, the retention rate's going to drop, and they're just going to leave you sitting by the wayside. You're going to say, well, now I got to foot the bill because I had somebody else in there that I decided to change my mind at the last gunshot. And that's what it is. You got to have that love for each other, that passion for each other, to just say, no matter what, above and beyond the call of duty, I'm going to take this to the top. And that's what I'm going to do with the Power Hour, because I said so. And I think about it, and I brought about it. And I said so, and I'm bringing it.
Thank you so much for that, Carl. We really,
You
know what? Ever since you've been here, man, there's so many people that could benefit from hearing your powerful words, because you've had such a trying journey throughout your life. You know, you've been through so much, but you know, you haven't given up. You know, you've got a powerful desire that any success.
Better not, I'll haunt him.
Go ahead, Francis.
I said, if he did, I would haunt him.
You better not, she says. I'd haunt him. You're not going to give up now.
Yeah. You know, we need to have that burning passion to succeed.
He's come a long way. I mean, done a 360. And I've known Carl since 2008.
Wow. So how did you guys start networking? How did that all get going? How did you guys meet each other?
Would you like to tell the story, Carl?
I joined this company called Stifor, which is an advertising type thing. It was a very good company, don't get me wrong, but I already brought the person up that really brought us together, but I think we actually met through IBO Toolbox, but I'm not really sure. But I do know that this one particular business we were in, the guy tried to override me, walk all over me, and she weren't having that. And that's because she had that
situations where Carl had done the work, and this gentleman, I use the term loosely, was looking and thirsty for everything that Carl had worked for and put into the business, being that Carl fell under him directly. If he got Carl to quit, all of Carl's hard work moved up to him and he collected on it. That's the picture. Now, we were on a mixed call with Carl's downline and this fella and myself, and he wanted me to be his partner, so I said, okay, we can do this, and we can work together. But he said, I want you to meet Carl. So I said, okay. He said, now he's got a heck of a downline going. And I liked Carl when I first met him, and I said, okay, fine. Well, this fella had been drinking, showing different colors than when I first met him. And he started behaving very unprofessionally on a Skype call. So the 4-letter words were flying, and you could tell the cocktails were steadily being mixed. Phew, excuse me. The cocktails were steadily flowing. So the words started slurring, and he got rather indignant towards Carl. And I just couldn't believe what I was hearing, and I thought, I'm not going to be a party to this. And I told him, hold on just one blessed minute. You get right back in your cage, I'll handle this. And from then forward, Carl and I have been kindred souls. I was not going to let anybody walk over him because I knew that he was handicapped, I was handicapped. In case you didn't know it, I'm in a wheelchair too. It's only a thing. It's nothing to hold you up over, but it gets me where I want to go without falling and busting the crack of my butt and breaking it all to hell. So, I just said, get back in your cage. I'll handle this business meeting.
She was so awesome. She was just so awesome at that point. It was like she had the passion, and she felt my passion. She weren't going to let that slide away to someone that all they had is greediness, and that's
Well,
what he had, greed.
no, he did not know that the people that Carl brought in were of the same uh, mindset, religious wise, as we were, and the same focus. So they didn't appreciate the 4-letter words to start with. And when they saw this little old gray-haired lady back this guy down that was younger looking than I was, and I wouldn't take any stuff off of him, they figured, okay, we're in the right place.
But see, that's the true meaning of it right there. We developed a relationship, became kindred souls, just as Chris and I am. I mean, we've had our debates up and down, but you know what? Through it all, we've became so much better. And I must congratulate him.
I just adopted Chris. It's just, I'm sorry, Chris, you're one of the family. No escaping it.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm sure Kareem does too. Because we're young. We're young entrepreneurs.
You
So
all are real. There's nothing fake about you. You don't mince words. You're driven individuals, and the kind of people I want to say I know. The kind of people that I would walk into any room and say, this is my friend Kareem, this is my business acquaintance Chris, and this is my fellow entrepreneur Kareem and Chris and Carl, and we just all work together. You're the kind of people that I just like to hang out with.
that's good. That's what we want to give people. Exactly what we want to give people. So, anyway, Kareem, are you able to talk yet?
And you will find a power hour notated on my website under my associations.
Okay.
I'm just so glad that we have this opportunity to bring it to the audience, to bring it to those kind of people that are in dire need. Because when I first started out, I says, what am I supposed to do with this? I'm picking up and I'm calling leads until my arm is about busted, my voice is about killing me. And then I got to call them back the next 2 days later and take it away from them. That's how I started. And that's just not really developed. I mean, I made some friends, and I could probably bring out my white book that I have here of the people that I connected with, and perhaps I could connect with them again to see where they are in their life, and that's what I'm going to have to do. Because in order to be the best, you have to get right out there and socialize. Just like Francis, when we jumped on that Google Hangout, not that, but that Skype call, I didn't really know her that well. She amazed me when she says, get back into your cage. It was like, whoa, I like that. I like that spunk, that perseverance. And she's been there when I've needed her the most. I mean, I've cried on her shoulder probably more than anybody else in some ways. But she's right there, and
I got broad shoulders.
she's right there to pick up the pieces every time.
You're there for me too, more than once. And I have just gone to Carl and said I've had one of those go to hell days that everything I did, everything I touched was falling apart. And we just sit and have a cup of coffee over Skype together, and I get back on it, and everything worked. It was like his magic touch. He just had the right focus and the right thing to say that brought me back down to reality. That don't get your nerves frazzled. You can do this.
And that's what it's all about. Inspiring others to become greatness. That's what it's all about. Inspiring. That's what this entrepreneur is all about, this power hour. We're out to inspire the world to say, hey, there's another way. We can show you. We're bringing it to you. And that's what it's all about. It's not all about one person trying to win the war or win the army or be the best there is, or because you can't be the best there is. It takes a culmination of many people
You're right.
work together.
No man is an island, and no man stands alone.
No one man's going to do this. It's going to have to be a culmination of everybody saying, we're going to all rock, because we programmed our mind to do that. Rock, rock, rock.
And I'm going to say within, if I got anything to do with it, within 6 months we're going to have, I'll say 5,000 people looking to get space in the power hour, looking to have a seat to where they can even listen, let alone take place in it.
I've already got 2 or 3 myself that want to jump in here. I just got to know the time set, period.
Yes.
And it's my focus that every night that we have a power hour before midnight, that night, to blast it out on all of the safe lists that I'm on. God, that's about 500. And to put the power hour first and foremost in my blurb on all of my social sites, of which there's about 50. If you Google the top 50 social sites in the U.S. and Canada, I'm on all of them.
Cool.
That's because you rock.
Yeah. That's awesome, Francis. Thank you so much for the support. We really love you for that, and for coming here every week like you have been, or as much as you can. And yes, the time is being set to Tuesday nights. Now, I'm not sure about, or the day has been set to Tuesday. Now, I'm not sure about the exact time, because if Kareem is working late, we may have to bump it up another hour. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to talk to Kareem in a while once he gets home and say, hey, are you able to make it home for 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time? If not, we'll just have to move it up to 8:30. And that's not going to be a problem, I don't think, for anybody. So,
No, I think that'll work out.
Yeah.
They'll work out. Besides that, that, like she said, I do the same thing.
It's excellent because it's not a date night. It's a night that everybody's kind of winding down from the weekend. They've gotten back to work.
Yeah.
And they're more of a entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah, I found that the weekend...
They're saying, oh, the heck with work.
Yes.
I hate my job. I hate my boss. So fire your boss and be your own entrepreneur. We did it.
Oh, we are doing. Yeah, I'm blessed to have a job where I get to work by myself.
Get rid of your just over broke job and be your own boss.
Yeah, just over broke job. I ain't heard that one in a while.
Yeah.
Or jerked out of bed. I ain't heard that one either. That's when I first heard from my first person that was in network marketing. One that had me doing all the leads. That was what he would tell me. And I said, wow, this
Yeah,
is
I forget. I think Michael Deloney is who I heard that from.
just over broke, maybe, but I don't know about jerked out of bed. I heard that from Frank Hansen Jr.
I
But
don't know. I never heard that. Michael Deloney, I thought I heard him say just over broke.
well, Chris might know more about that. I wasn't in there all the time, but he might have heard that. It's possible. It's something that
Well,
Michael might have said.
about 3 months. I did about 3 months, and we agreed to disagree and had a parting of the ways. That I wasn't going to build somebody else's reputation over a book that I was getting nothing out of, and I wasn't interested in building somebody else up and making somebody else look good. At that point in the game, I wanted to brand myself. So,
Exactly.
Peter,
Yep, I agree. I mean, that's why Kareem and I are doing this show. We don't want to brand someone's ebook. We want to write our own books and make money selling our own books. Never mind somebody else's book. But we did learn a lot from that program. I learned a lot from Michael Delohe and all the people there. So I don't hold any bad reservations towards any of those people. If it's working for them and they like where they're at and it's working for them, then that's great. But it just, after a while, I realized it wasn't for me. Kareem realized the same thing, and we decided that, we're not making any money with the company that we joined. We're not selling any of the products that we were promised would make us a lot of money, because we joined a health company and they had health products, and these products were guaranteed to work and all these other things. But the funny thing was, they didn't offer a money back guarantee, and they didn't offer any kind of compensation to you if you returned the product. So let's say you were halfway finished with a product and you wanted to send it back to them. The only thing they gave you was a credit towards purchasing another product. They would not refund your money. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to join a company that has a no refund policy. Are you kidding me?
no.
No, that's bull. That's bullshit.
That is. And so, it just, and
If the product isn't guaranteed by a poison control warning or something that you can base a product on as safe for use around pets and children, don't go there.
No, and Francis, these were supplements. It was a health company, health and wellness company. Yeah.
Well, my friend that I involved in it,
I started
he
out.
wasn't happy. He wasn't happy because it wound up giving him irritable bowel syndrome. It really irritated him. He couldn't take it anymore.
Oh yeah.
And so,
Okay.
and so,
Go ahead, you guys. You let each other talk. No one's going to be able to say anything.
okay, well, it's the idea that, like he was saying, I got into something, I stepped in way over my head. I spent money I didn't have, and then it wound up that I couldn't even take the products because my meds wouldn't let me. My meds wouldn't let me. It would counteract one of my meds for my high blood pressure. I can't let that happen. But then I couldn't get the money back. I had to go and get somebody to give me a special site to be able to go sell that stuff on Facebook, of which I never did. I said that I just chalked it up to a loss. I couldn't take it, and I wasn't going to be responsible for anybody else taking it, like my friend. I wound up giving him a pair of speakers because I felt bad because he kept in it because he was contracted to. He couldn't get out of it. And that was the other thing that really bugged me. He was contracted for 3 months to buy the product, even if he couldn't even use them. And it really irked me, and that's why I joined one that I can take and I feel safe to want to advertise out there. I'm not going to advertise something out there that can kill somebody. That's craziness. That's just craziness. I'm going to want to advertise something that's going to help people, not hurt people. And so, getting back to the self-development, that is what is really the most important thing, is self-development. Because if you don't develop yourself, how are you ever going to be able to manage your own team and to give them the proper instructions? How? So, proper instructions is a must of network marketing, proper. Where somebody knows what they're talking about, and they're not out to just rip you off, they want to give you the knowledge. And that's what Frances has always given me, the knowledge. And I've always been so happy to have ever met her because of that reason.
That's awesome, Carl. That's awesome. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to wrap it up here because we've been going for about an hour and 35 minutes. So I want to thank everybody for being here. And we will get this time figured out, but it is going to be Tuesday nights from now on. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week.